Okay, is this kind of weird? We're in my living room this morning, and it's for a number of reasons. The first reason is that I have 15 minutes to take you through this workout. It's a 15-minute workout for those of you who haven't exercised in a really long time. You don't know where to start, you're overwhelmed, maybe because you feel like you're so weak or so out of shape, maybe even so overweight. I'm going to help you start today, all right? You don't even need a kettlebell. I don't have a kettlebell. Isn't that kind of weird? Okay, you can learn the movement of the swing, the hip hinge, and you can use it as an exercise in itself without a kettlebell. But I know if you don't have a kettlebell, you're ordering one. But in the meantime, grab something or nothing, actually. Grab something or nothing. We're going to practice the hinge movement, all right? Those of you who are familiar with what I've been doing lately, I'm obsessed with sourdough bread baking. So this is what I have found in my house to mimic as a weight. It is 12 quarts of flour, red flour. So we're going to start with some deadlifts. I'm going to demonstrate how to do it, and then we're going to do it. I am on a time crunch this morning. I've got 15 minutes, so I'm going to start my gym boss now. Okay, so let me remind you from a side view. I've got my handles here, all right? So I'm going to stand over or close to over this weight. I'm just going to call it a weight, whether it's a kettlebell, whether it's a bin of flour, whether it's a can of paint, whether it's a bag of onions, whatever. If it has handles, all the better. I'm going to deadlift this bin of flour, all right? So I'm going to look forward. I'm going to initiate the hinge with my hips. So I'm going to push my hips back. My knees are not going to travel forward, all right? At a certain point, I'm going to start to feel a stretching along my back of my legs here. I'm going to sit down enough to grab the handles of my weight, whatever that weight is, whether it's a kettlebell or a bin of flour. And I'm going to stand up with this weight. I'm just going to stand up with it. Deadlift my bin of flour. I'm going to put it down the same way I picked it up. I'm going to initiate the movement with my hips. My knees are going to start to soften and bend. I'm going to sit down and place my weight on the floor. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to stand up. One deadlift, all right? One deadlift. We're going to do multiple deadlifts. I'm going to demonstrate it from the front view, one at a time, all right? So if you want to try a deadlift with me this time, I'm going to face you so my handles go here. You want to weight, whatever that weight is, to be underneath you, to fit between your legs if you can. You can see this is kind of a big bin, all right? But I'm going to make do. So I'm going to deadlift this. I'm going to do one deadlift. I'm going to initiate the hinge, a proper lifting position with my hips. My knees start to soften and bend. I can reach the handles of my bin. I'm going to stand up with my weight. I'm going to put it down the same way I picked it up. I'm going to initiate with my hips. My knees start to soften and bend. I'm going to set the flour down. I'm going to let go and I'm going to stand up. All right? So that's a proper hinge position. Be aware if your knees come forward. What's nice about this big weight is that I can't really squat on top of it and pick it up, all right? So I don't want to try to stay upright and squat with my knees coming forward and try to lift this, okay? That's going to be in my legs, and depending on the shape of my lower back, it could cause some problems. So we're going to do 5 deadlifts in a row. We're not going to make it complicated. We're just going to practice our hinge, pick up our weight, stand up with our weight, and then set it down without releasing it and do the movement again, all right? We're going to do 5 deadlifts in a row. I'm going to do it from the side view. I'm standing over my weight, whether it's a kettlebell or a bin of flour. And here we go. I'm going to initiate with my hips. My knees start to soften and bend. I can grab my weight. I'm going to stand up with my weight. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch the ground with my weight. I'm going to stand up with my weight. I'm going to do it 3 more times. I'm going to touch the ground. I'm going to deadlift my weight, or no weight. But I'm practicing the hinge position. I have have one more deadlift to do. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch the ground with my weight, stand up, and set the weight down. All right? So the nice thing about having a weight is that it gives you some feedback. If you don't have feedback with no weight, it's a little bit more difficult to make sure that you're in the right hinge position. So we're just going to move on. We're going to add some things to that deadlift if you're not doing them already. When you stand up, you're going to lift up on your kneecaps and make your thighs really tight. When you stand up, you're going to squeeze your butt cheeks together. Make those really tight as you can. And you're now going to exhale at the top of as you're coming up from your deadlift, you're going to exhale. And I'll tell you more about the inhalations on our next set. They kind of take care of themselves, but do not exhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Are you ready to go? 5 deadlifts. I'm standing over my weight. I'm going to initiate my hinge with my hips. My knees start to soften and bend. I grab my weight with 2 hands, and I'm going to stand up. I'm going to lift up on my kneecaps, making my thighs nice and tight, squeeze my butt, and exhale at the top. All right, here we go. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch, exhale at the top, hinge back and down and touch, exhale at the top, hinge back and down and touch, tight thighs, tight butt, tight gut. Last one, hinge back and down, touch, stand up, deadlift, and I'm going to set my bell, my weight, my flower down. Okay, so we've done 2 sets of 5 deadlifts. So the inhalation I didn't talk about too much because it kind of takes care of itself. If you exhale as you're coming up and at the top of the deadlift, you will automatically take a breath in because you got to breathe, all right? We're not going to make this too complicated, all right? Just get up off the couch, in your pajamas, in your living room, wherever you are. Grab something that you can hold on to with 2 hands. I did weigh this bin of flour, by the way. It's 16 pounds. Okay, so this time, when we deadlift, we're going to do 2 more sets of deadlifts, and then we're going to practice some swings without a weight at all right? You don't need a weight. So this time, we can descend slowly, but when we come up, we're going to stand up quickly. And we're not just standing up, we are pushing our feet through the ground. We're pushing the ground away as we stand up. When we get to the top, our legs are nice and straight and strong, our glutes are contracted, and we're going to exhale at the top. All right, so stand up quickly, pushing through both feet. All right, you might see a difference in how this looks. I'm standing over my weight, whether it's a kettlebell or a bin of flour. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to put 2 hands on my weight, a nice good grip. I'm going to stand up quickly and exhale at the top. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch. I'm going to stand up quickly, pushing both feet through the ground. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch. I'm going to stand up quickly. I'm going to do 2 more, hinging back and down. My knees do not travel forward. I'm going to do 1 more, touch, and I'm going to set my bin of flour down. Okay? So, a couple things you want to be aware of. I'm making this video specifically for a long-legged friend of mine, Cheryl. Okay? So, one of the things that you have to be careful of is if you have too shallow of a hinge, you see my knees aren't bending that much. When I go down to grab my weight, my hips are above my shoulders. You've got to get those hips down below your shoulders. All right, so if you're a long-legged person, this is probably going to be something that resonates with you. Okay, if you're a short-legged person and a long spine, you might find yourself squatting and trying to stay too upright. Hopefully you're not doing that. 1 more set of deadlifts, and then we're going to do some air swings. We are going to practice without a weight. I can't swing a bin of flour, but I can still practice the movement of the swing. Now that my hips are warm, and I've got the idea of the hinge reinforcing that pattern. All right, so let me do it from the other side. Maybe it looks different on the other side. I don't know. I'm standing over my weight. I'm looking forward. So hopefully you have the video in front of you. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm initiating with my hips. My knees get soft. They start to bend. I can grab my weight or no weight. I'm going to stand up quickly. Exhale at the top. I'm going to hinge back and down, touch with my weight. Squeeze my glutes and make nice strong thighs, straight legs. Hinging back and down, touch. I'm going to do 2 more deadlifts. Hinging back and down and up. 1 more, touch the ground, deadlift my weight, and set it down. All right? So if you don't have a weight, if you don't have something with a handle, I'm going to demonstrate quickly. Pretend weight. All right? Get something stationary that doesn't move. All right? Say that doesn't have handles and I can't lift it. I'm still going to stand over it. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to touch my feedback, whatever it is. All right? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to keep my hands close to my hips. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to touch my weight. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to exhale at the top. I'm going to do 2 more touch. 1 more touching my whatever's marking my position. And then I'm going to set it down. And I'm done. So you do not even need a weight. If you feel like you are so, I'm not going to say weak, but you just haven't been practicing the skill of strength in any way, and you're not sure how much you can lift, and maybe you're afraid of hurting your back. I don't know. You don't even need a weight, all right? So let's move on. You notice when I'm moving this bin of flour, I'm deadlifting it first, and then I'm setting it aside. Okay, so I'm going to use a chair to demonstrate a swing movement. How much time do we have left in our workout today? Let's see. Yikes, we only have a few minutes left. That's okay because the next workout we're going to get to those swings sooner, because between now and next week when I see you again, you're going to be practicing a lot of deadlifts. If the weight's not too heavy, you can deadlift, practice that hinging movement every day. Yes, you can. You can do it. All right? Okay, so here's a chair. All right? So I'm going to stand in front of my chair. Now this demonstration I have in my swing book, okay? If you don't have my swing book, it's not that expensive. You can get a Kindle version and you can see this. Well, you can just watch the freaking video again and again and again, okay? So I'm pretty close to my chair, all right? I do not want to touch the chair with my legs, all right? So pretending I'm going to hinge back and down. You see, I'm not touching the chair. I'm not sitting on the chair. I'm not going to sit on the chair. I simply want to touch the seat of the chair with my hands, all right? And I'm going to stand up. I'm going to use that deadlifting motion, right? I'm going to touch the seat of the chair. I'm going to stand up. Maybe you can see it. I'm going to step forward a little bit. I'm going to hinge, initiate with the hips, knees get soft. I'm going to reach for that chair seat. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to reach for the chair seat. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do it 1 more time. I'm going to stand up. Tight thighs, tight glutes. Exhale sharply. All right, shake it off a little bit. So, see, you don't need a weight. You can. That's a deadlift. All right, that's the hinge position. I'm going to say it 1,001 times. The swing is the same position as a deadlift, same position as if you were going to sit down, but you're not going to sit down. All right. So we're going to add the swing. Actually, you know what? We're gonna practice pretending that if you have a kettlebell, great. We're not going to lift it yet. So anything that you can mark the position. All right. So I'm going to pretend that's a kettlebell. I'm standing in front of my chair. I'm going to hinge back and down. Now I'm going to reach out for my weight. All right. This is, if I were going to swing a kettlebell, this is how I would start. All right. So I'm going to stand back up, just regular. I'm going to stand back up. I just wanted to demonstrate that hinge position starts our kettlebell swing. Okay, so the other thing that starts our kettlebell swing is we have to reach back. We have to push the bell behind us before it can come out in front. So we're going to pretend to push the bell behind us. We're not going to have anything in our hand, but we are going to reach for the chair seat. You ready to go? I'm going to hinge back and down like I'm going to sit down, but I'm not. I'm going to reach out for my kettlebell or pretend kettlebell. I'm going to hike it back, throw it back, push it back, reach for the chair seat. All right, that's all I'm doing. Now I'm going to set it back down on the ground. I'm going to reach for the chair seat. I'm going to set it back on the ground. I'm going to reach for the chair seat. I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to reach back, put my pretend bell down, and stand up. All right, we haven't even started to swing yet, which is next. So we've done some deadlifts, down and up, back and forth, back and forth. We've practiced the hinge in front of a chair, which I think is a great way to help you visualize experience without a kettlebell at all. Now we are going to pretend to swing the weight out in front of us. This is a little tricky, but let's get to it and I'll explain what the trick is afterwards. You ready to go? Okay, so let me demonstrate 1 and then you can join me, okay? So I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to reach for my bell. I'm not going to, if I have a bell, I'm not going to use it, all right? I'm just going to use it as pretend. I'm going to start my swing by reaching back, pushing the bell back. I'm going to stand up. Now the bell's going to go forward. And before I can set it down, I have to let it not fall back. Let's talk about that. Behind me, and then set it down here. So gravity is going to bring the bell behind you. You don't have to think about reaching back necessarily because the bell's going to go back. But because we have no weight, you do have to think about reaching back before you put the bell down. So let me demonstrate 5 single swings. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to reach for my pretend bell. I'm going to push the bell behind me, reach for the chair seat. I'm going to stand up and swing. I'm going to touch the chair seat and put my bell down. I'm going to touch the chair seat, stand up, swing, touch the chair seat, set the bell down. Touch, swing, touch, park. Touch, swing, touch, park. Touch, swing, touch, park. We're done. All right? So could I demonstrate this super technically right? Better? You know what? The only thing that I care about really is that if you have not been exercising in a long time, if you don't know where to start, maybe you're not lazy, all right? You're just not motivated. Maybe you're not inspired. Whatever it is, it doesn't take much. I would love my mother to do this every morning. We're going to turn this into a workout next time, but I'm just demonstrating to you that you don't need a kettlebell. You don't need fancy gym membership. You don't even need a garage. I'm in my living room. I almost did it in my pajamas. I didn't do that. You ready to do some single swings because our time is almost up and I got to get on with the rest of my day. Here we go. We're going to hinge back and down. We're going to reach out for our bell. We're going to start our swing by pushing the bell behind. Reach for that seat. Stand up, swing. Touch the chair again before you set the bell down. 4 more. Touch, swing, touch, set the bell down. Touch, swing, touch, set the bell down. Now when we stand up, tight thighs, tight butt, touch, swing, straight legs, touch, down. Last one, touch, swing, touch, down. And we're done. All right, we're going to do 2 sets of consecutive swings before we end. Let me demonstrate 5 consecutive swings. All right, you ready to go? Ready to watch? Take your time, take your rest. You might already be feeling your heartbeat start raise a little bit, just practicing these movements, okay? So watch me and then we'll do it together twice. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to reach for my bell. I'm going to start my swing by reaching back, stand up, and swing. Tight thighs, tight butt, tight gut. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to stand up, swing. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to stand up, swing. I'm going to reach back, stand up, swing, reach back before I set the bell down. Ta-da! All right, we are so close. In fact, we're not close. We are there. You got up today. You got up off the couch. You stopped doing what was distracting you. You're still on the computer. But that's okay because we're doing a little workout. 5 swings. Pretend swings, all right? This is really just to get you going. You got to start somewhere. Everybody has to start somewhere. All right, 5 consecutive swings. I'm going to hinge back and down. I'm going to reach for my bell. I'm going to reach back, stand up, swing, reach back, stand up, swing, reach back, stand up, swing, reach back, stand up, swing. Last one, stand up, swing. I'm going to reach back before I set the bell down. All right, we've been going for much longer than 15 minutes. Much longer for 15 minutes. So let's wrap it up. 5 more swings. We've done deadlifts. We've done single swings. We're doing consecutive swings, but all this time we have been hinging, reinforcing the proper position so your back stays safe. Not only does it stay safe, but it might even get stronger by practicing these movements if you feel like you have a weak back, and you probably do if you haven't been doing anything. So let's make our back strong, our legs strong, our cardio endurance strong, our will, our drive, our desire strong. Here we go. Last set of 5 swings. We're going to hinge back and down. We're going to reach for our bell. We're going to send the bell back. We're going to hike it back. We're going to stand up and swing. We're going to touch the chair, stand up and swing. Touch back, stand up, swing. Touch back, stand up, swing. Last swing. And then we're going to set our pretend bell down. Woohoo! Okay, so I think that was about 20 minutes. I gotta go. I'll be back next week. We're going to progress on this. But please, 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 practice this simple movement. You'll feel so much better. Get some blood pumping through your body. Get a little bit of hope, okay? If you're doing nothing, you're not doing nothing. You're actually getting weaker, you're getting sicker, you're getting fatter. So you're not doing nothing. Here's your opportunity to start somewhere. All right? Start somewhere. See you next week.